The events in this video are fictional as the characters portrayed within. Any similarities to anyone living or dead are merely coincidental and have been created at random by XCOM's name generator. Seriously.
Panic is spreading throughout Australia as the aliens move through the streets. We have to get a handle on this situation.
Welcome back one and all to XCOM EW Long War II and Part 9 Silent Saviour. I'm back from holiday from Algandenserovia, and all that time the sun seems to have burnt away any skill or experience I've earned over the years playing XCOM. Which is why I had to spend another week out playing the tutorial and then dismissing all the crap it claims to have taught me.
Good. Now advance to the vehicle nearby.
No, Bradley, you don't dash your point man forwards whether it's low cover or high cover. Go on, Reed, get the meld. Get the meld, go get the meld. Get the meld, get the meld!
Already there. Alien
Got
object
something
in
over
sight.
here.
Let's ignore all that and get down to business.
Central, this is Big Sky. Standing by for your orders.
Strike 1 has the green light for deployment.
Right, so first things first, let's check out our squad. We've got Julie Roberts, the Rocketeer, with an extra rocket and a laser sight instead of a scope because I forgot. Ronald Reagan, the Grenadier, with double AP and HE grenades. And Paul Newman, the Scout, with a tac vest, ceramic plating, and a medkit. And then we've got our rookies. River Phoenix, with a smoke and a flashbang. Robin Williams, with ceramic plating and a medkit. And George Washington, with a battle scanner and a flashbang. And what kind of numbers can we expect to deal with? Well, this is a moderate abduction mission, so I'm going to expect up to about 12, in 4 groups of 3. And the enemy composition? Sectoids, drones, thin men and seekers, of course with their leader counterparts, but with the possibility in this mission that we'll encounter a new enemy type. And is there any meld on this map? Well, here's the first, down the left lane, which I'm very reluctant to head down, as the west wing of this building has windows all along the wall, which means a much higher chance of triggering contacts. The second meld that I spotted is way back on the other side of the building, so if it doesn't have a long fuse, there's no way in hell I'm going to get to it. So which route am I going to take? Left lane, right lane, or charge down the centre? Well, seeing as I want my soldiers to survive, the centre's not really an option. And although the left lane has meld, the right lane has slightly more cover and a little bit more concealment, if only a little bit. Well, you know the drill, my soldiers' lives are more important. Too bad, meld, see you in another life maybe, or just another map. So let's get started. Newman was intended to be our point man, but unfortunately he's furthest away from where we're heading. So I'll have Washington take the lead.
Affirmativo.
And everybody else line up behind him.
I'm on the move. Moving out.
That's affirmative.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Okay.
And with Washington not having triggered any contacts, I'll have Newman line up next to him, so we can take the lead next turn.
I'm on the move.
And as uncomfortable as it is to end the turn with all my soldiers out in the open, the same rules of stealth apply here, meaning if we haven't triggered any contacts, then there's currently no danger.
I'm on it. Affirmative, right now. Scanning.
And judging by that sound, we have sectoids, as well as what sounded like a heavier set of footsteps, which may or may not be thin men, but unfortunately I can't be certain. So, as intended, Newman leads the way.
Headed there now.
And thankfully still no contacts. And with no contacts, that means the rest of the squad can move up or dash up to reach him.
Voy hacia ese lugar.
Moving out. Understood. Moving out. Rolling.
Location confirmed.
And end the turn here, because I don't want to push my luck.
Roger.
Moving to override zone.
What was that sound?
Okay, so we have got a lot of movement. There were sectoids here, but judging by the direction they were heading, they've moved on. And we also heard a window smash. At first, I thought this frame was meant to be empty, as if it was a doorway, but now I suspect that there was actually glass here, which means there's one pack of aliens here, likely sectoids, and another pack somewhere here, possibly sectoids as well. And considering there's a pack so close, and there's no way I'm going to be able to sneak around this building without bumping into them, I'm going to try to start making my way towards this wall. It may trigger contacts inside, but it will give me much better opportunities to flank the pack of sectoids here. So our point man Newman leads the way.
Aye, aye, Commander.
And the rest of the team share what little cover there is.
Boy.
Okay. Solid copy. Heading out.
Making sure that Roberts can reach the furthest cover, just in case I need to use a rocket next turn.
Aye, aye, Commander.
So she steadies her weapon, increasing the aim of her rifle and rocket launcher by 20, as long as she doesn't move next turn. Newman switches to his pistol, because a shotgun at that range may not even trigger Overwatch. And then the squad sit tight to see if the aliens come their way.
Overwatch. Aye, aye. Vista en el objetivo.
At this point I can't tell if this pack of sectoids are coming or going, but I can tell that this pack is heading my way, as I heard footsteps on grass. Unfortunately that means we have to keep pushing right, so hopefully Newman won't trigger anything inside the building.
Moving out. ET
This
in
is
sight.
a disturbing
Engaging.
sight, to say the least. It's hard to differentiate where the organic material ends and the machine begins.
It's not going to win any beauty contests, that's for sure.
Yeah, very witty, Shen. Always useful information. Right, so our new enemy type, floaters. And from the looks of it, a floater leader. Oddly enough, I actually like floaters. They don't have any attacks that negate hard cover, like Thin Men's Spit or sectoid psychic attacks, and they're also incredibly aggressive, which usually works out to be beneficial. And thankfully Julia Roberts steadied her weapon, which means this rocket shot actually has a chance of hitting. God knows what the odds would have been if she didn't steady her weapon, so here goes.
Firing rocket.
Well, not a great hit, but at least it hit something, and with Julia Roberts having fired, which means she won't be hunkering down, that means the rest of my squad can just line up and start shooting. So the presidential tag team move over,
Voy hacia ese lugar.
That's affirmative.
and Williams steps up
That's affirmative.
with a 72%. Come on Robin, feel it. Well, he felt it, but was generous, and I'm guessing he decided to let him live. So it comes down to Phoenix's 60%. Come on, Phoenix. Floater leaders aren't to be trifled with.
That's a load of bull.
That is, in fact, a load of bull. And with the presidents not having any shots, I might as well have Reagan throw a frag.
Grenade out.
And thanks to that lovely devastation, Washington gets to take a shot at that floater leader with 64%. Come on, Mr. Prime Minister. Well, that's one less to deal with. And now for Newman. I can either have him dash up into concealment, but at the risk the floater could flank, or move him back into half cover, which means he'll have the same equal likelihood of being shot as everyone else, but he may trigger these sectoids. A third possibility is dashing him back behind this car, which I think is what I'm going to do. There's less likelihood of being flanked, and no chance of revealing these sectoids, although there is a slight chance of revealing these. Oh well, whichever's the lesser evil.
Heading there now. Enemigos localizados. It's a trap. X-rays coming in from the sides. Recibo fuego intenso. Es hora de cargarse a este mamón.
Wow. Well, so much for not triggering those sectoids. Time for another rocket, I think. Roberts may not have steadied her weapon, and it could fly wildly off course, but scoring this hit will drastically improve our odds.
Boom.
One sectoid dead, another on 1 health. Roberts, I will take it. Let's see if Newman can finish the job.
Aye, aye, Commander.
66%. Come on, Newman, we need this. Whew. Well, considering the cover, I don't think I have a great deal of choice, but to start shooting from half cover to half cover. Williams moves over beside Roberts
Moving to position.
and takes his shot. 42%. Feel lucky. No, I guess
No
not.
way that just happened.
Although there may be a floater on hidden Overwatch, I need Washington's flashbang on these two right here. So he moves up
Voy hacia ese lugar.
and drops the flash. With Phoenix not having anything better to do, he takes a 30% shot.
Damn it.
It's okay. Reagan steps over one,
Moving to position.
but unfortunately not in range of a grenade. So another low chance shot, 36%.
Adjusting aim.
They're backing up. Advance.
Whew, that was a lot of lucky misses. So with that second floater making himself known, my plans of flanking these two sectoids just got binned, which means I'm forced to put up with half cover. Luckily, I have a smoke grenade. So Reagan moves over one,
Moving to position.
and Washington pulls back, while Williams moves back over besides Phoenix.
Moving to position.
And Reagan can put his last HE to good use, so that we have one less floater to deal with.
Frag out.
A solid hit, and all he needs is one more damage, which will be happily provided by Newman. 69%.
Guns dry. Damn it.
Wow, really? Oh well, you can't finish them all. Looks like Roberts will have to do the job. I have a step back one,
Headed there now.
so she's as far from these sectoids and floater as possible, as the smoke grenade Phoenix is going to throw won't reach the car Roberts is hiding behind. But first thing first, let's finish that floater. 77%.
Toasted.
Phoenix chucks the smoke. And Washington and Williams go into Overwatch.
Oh, Bobby Turco,
Oh, fair enough. Well, with this smoke dissipating this turn, my one shot at catching that floater in Overwatch is gone. So everyone in low cover hunkers down. And Newman reloads his pistol.
good to go.
And it looks like that sectoid has revealed himself, although right now he's not the biggest concern. These sectoids are going to become a problem. I'd like to have Phoenix's flashbang closer, but one of these two guys is likely on Overwatch. And Newman isn't in a great position to clear it, but as he hasn't got anything better to do, let's see what he can manage.
Aye, aye, Commander. Incoming fire.
And on that last tile, it clears the Overwatch. That means Williams can move back next to Roberts,
Roger that.
and Washington can make way for Phoenix's flashbang.
Voy hacia ese lugar.
On my way.
And that will do nicely. That leaves 4 soldiers, and one of them mind-frayed, to take out this exposed floater, starting with Roberts. And a 7760. And a massive 7 damage critical hit. Just what was needed. And with these guys flashbanged, I'll have the mind-frayed Reagan dash up,
Stepping off.
and Newman take his place.
That's affirmative.
Williams
Roger
moves
that.
up 1, and Washington stays put and goes into Overwatch, in case the two flashbang duo feel a bit ballsy.
Todo cubierto.
Help! Help! Someone help! What? No! What's happening? No, this isn't right! This isn't right!
Well, that is unfortunate. My 2 closest soldiers are now going to be incapacitated for 2 turns, because apparently a bright flash and a loud bang doesn't impair any cognitive processes. But if that's how they're going to play it, it's time to start getting risky. Newman can dash up here, being in close but hard cover from these 2 sectoids, and in hard cover from this sectoid,
All an ass.
and the rest of the squad can shuffle over 1,
Moving to position.
Rolling.
and then Overwatch.
Moving to
Oh,
Overwatch.
Bobby Turco, comandante. Taking fire over there.
A very close call. That second shot likely had a 60 to 70% chance to hit. But it was a risk I had to take.
neutralized.
And Newman takes out the sectoid leader with a 98-70, meaning Washington's going to have to stand out in the open to flank that last sectoid, which will hopefully be out of range of the other sectoid over here, as he has so little cover to approach from. A 74-60. Come on, Washington, don't fail me.
Muerto.
Whew. Williams dashes up to heal Newman next turn,
Solid copy, Commander.
and Roberts stays in Overwatch.
Come get some. They're falling back. Whoa!
And from the sounds of things, we're not done yet. And look, another meld. Roberts swings round to see if she can get a flank.
Moving to position.
And for some reason, that's not a flank. It might be highlighted as a flank. You might have the aim of a flank, but for some reason the cover is still being registered. So, only a 10% chance to crit. Roberts, let's see what you can do.
Weapons empty. Can't engage.
Well, at least she hit. Newman swings around to concealment,
Heading to that location.
Solid copy.
and Williams heals him.
Medkits fix everything. Calm down.
While Washington moves up to his concealment,
Ya voy.
Phoenix dashes over to full cover,
Stepping off.
and Reagan does the same.
Let's do this. Enemy in sight.
Oh dear. And for a second there, I thought I had control of the situation.
Oh, Provitor, Comandante.
Affirmative. Covering now.
No! I want to go home!
No! Please, no!
What? No! What's happening? No! This isn't right! This isn't right!
So things aren't going well. Phoenix panicked, and Roberts and Reagan followed suit. And considering all the cover that's been destroyed, there's nowhere to move up to help them. So Newman dashes over to flank,
Location confirmed.
and at least burns an Overwatch. Washington pokes his head out, and Williams does the same.
Heading to that location.
And hey, a one-hit sectoid. Let's see if Williams can put him out of his misery with a 72%.
Taken care of.
Well, at least I've got that. So, to sum things up, if Phoenix gets hit, he's dead. If Reagan gets flanked, he's dead. And the moment Roberts stops hunkering down, she'll probably get shot as well. So, let's see what happens.
En guardia, por supuesto.
I'm under fire! Hey, a little help!
Oof, so Roberts took one to the face, but at least we haven't lost anybody yet. And you know what? Why the hell not? There's no way I can take these floats out this turn, and quite likely not even next turn, so let's see if we can at least get some meld.
On the move. That's what we're looking for.
At this point, Washington and Williams needs to make sure that this floater doesn't flank Reagan, and as one shot can very likely kill him, he'll have to hunker down, along with Phoenix and Roberts.
On Overwatch.
En guardia.
Wow, thanks Meld. You waited until now, did you? Ugh, fine. So with the rest of my squad stuck in stalemate, the question is, what can Newman do? Right now, not much. There's no position he can get into to get a flanking shot. And even if he did, it'll be at long range with a shotgun. So he just gets into position for next turn.
Running.
Wow, was it a late night sectoid? So the injured and vulnerable hunker down. And whoever's left in full cover go into Overwatch.
Recibido. Estoy vigilando.
Well, now there's a problem. This floater's found a blind spot that he'll gladly approach from. But to move Reagan back, I'm gonna have to trigger any Overwatch with Newman.
Heading there now.
And in case you're wondering, I didn't go here and flank either of these two, because not to mention a shotgun at that range with that accuracy wouldn't be particularly effective, and also this floater could just move here and flank him and kill him. And I didn't move here because I wouldn't have a flank on that floater. So it's time to get Reagan out of the way. And I think right there would be a good spot, but unfortunately Williams is blocking the way. So I'll have him dash over.
Roger that.
I'll have Reagan dash back.
10-4.
And Washington move out of the way as well, as he's very much in flanking range.
Me dirijo allí.
At this point, Newman's job for this turn is done, so he can move back out of danger.
Move into position.
And Phoenix and Roberts that are left just have to hunker down, as neither of them will be able to dash to safety.
Explorando.
I'm taking fire.
Newman pokes his head out again to burn Overwatch.
I'm rolling. I'm all right. Got a lot of heat on me.
And with safety out of dashing range for Phoenix and Roberts, it looks like they have no other choice but to use half cover and hunker down.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Okay.
Newman can pull back.
Headed there now.
Reagan swings around.
Affirmative. Moving out.
And Washington edges over.
Recibido. Vigilando.
Roger. Got my eyes on it.
If I was any good, I'd be counting the number of shots fired. I believe it's 3 before they have to reload. I'm really not sure how many more Overwatch shots Newman can burn, but he's going to have to, otherwise Phoenix and Roberts are simply left for dead.
Heading out. Incoming fire.
As before, Roberts and Phoenix edge over.
Okay.
Heading there now.
And hunker down. And at this point I want them to start approaching this east wall, as I've got good cover and Reagan might even get a grenade throw from here.
Roger, Dodger.
Position confirmed.
As I said, I want them to start approaching, so instead of Overwatch I'll have Williams and Washington just reload their weapon.
Back in.
Sí. Oh. No, 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 por favor.
Straight into full cover. There are going to be a lot of people in the sick bay when we get home. Well, let's see if Reagan can start dealing some damage.
I'm on the move.
And it may be possible, but probably not worth it. Again, we'll have Newman burn the Overwatch, so Phoenix and Roberts can get to safety.
Heading there now. I'm under fire.
And at this point, Phoenix can finally dash to safety.
Running.
And Roberts can edge along as well.
I'm on it, Commander.
Well, I don't have anything better to do, and I wouldn't imagine all these floaters are going to cluster up on the ground to be in range of this grenade. So, let's at least deal some damage.
Catch.
2 may not be a lot, but it does guarantee a shotgun kill.
Move into position.
And with Williams not having any sights on anyone, he can just go into Overwatch.
Overwatch. Aye, aye.
And with that Overwatch, he takes a 43% shot.
Aw, damn it.
Heading there now. Incoming fire.
Now you might be wondering why I'm repeatedly putting Newman in so much danger. This is what happens when I bring 3 skilled troops and 3 rookies on a mission I believe to be moderately easy. And 2 of those skilled troops only have limited uses of their skills, namely Robert's rockets and Reagan's grenades, which means at this point I only have 1 skilled soldier. And with all the cover in the northeast wing destroyed, ironically thanks to Roberts and Reagan, means that I can't approach from that direction. And if I swing round to where Newman is and take positions on the inside edge of the west wing, they could quite easily fly up onto the roof 1 turn, then fly back out underneath and behind, through Overwatch, all of my troops. Believe me, it's happened enough times in the past, which means at this point I'm left with a battle of attrition. Right guys, seriously, you really got to start making your approach. You can't just sit here all day. I'm not going to waltz out into empty space to try shoot you in cover. Not going to happen. You're going to have to come get me.
Heading there now.
So with that being said, let's hide everyone, or at least everyone that has eyes on them. Phoenix can finally join Williams again.
Moving out.
Roberts can dash behind Washington.
Let's do this.
And Washington can skirt over one. And as Reagan and Williams don't have eyes on anyone, they can just go into Overwatch.
Comfort zone. Eyes peeled, Commander.
Hey, what here?
Williams with another 43%.
Can't kill him if you don't hit him.
Followed by Reagan with the 39.
Damn it.
What the hell was that? Can't they fly indoors?
Estoy en marcha.
Well, at least one of them was stupid enough to leave themselves in a flank. Come on, Washington, we need this. 64% 60. Ignore your hat and your beard and get this done. Well, at least it was a solid hit. I'd really like to know where the rest of those guys are. So, Newman, again, let's put your life on the line.
I'm rolling.
Interesting. Well, they were heading this direction. I'm assuming they're either on the tip of this rooftop or this one. Which means for now, they're not a threat. They won't be able to make it over in a single turn and shoot. But the following turn is something I'm definitely going to have to be aware of. And as this guy wasn't on Overwatch, Roberts can shuffle over
Heading there now.
and take his shot. Right, for the record, my microphone covers this portion of the screen, and I may have forgotten he doesn't have any ammo, which is incredibly unfortunate. So, back you go, Roberts.
Position confirmed.
But let's see if Reagan can finish the job.
Grenade out.
Ugh. One day, you're gonna die, and I will laugh, and then I'll take your corpse back home with me, to probably sell on the grey market. Back you go, Newman.
Heading out.
And Williams, Overwatch it is.
Eyes on the prize. Moving to Overwatch.
Do it, Williams, please. 43%. Oh,
Need a
finally.
resupply.
Okay, Newman, step out again. We need to see what's going on.
Heading out.
At this point, I'm very worried about that missing floater, because he could swing over these rooftops at any minute. Let's see if Washington's battle scanner can accomplish anything useful.
Andando. Ojos abiertos.
Well, it looks like that battle scanner's not that bugged out, so I'm hoping that last floater is just faffing about on this rooftop somewhere. Roberts, you can reload your gun now, because we really need it.
Ready to engage.
Newman can pull back, again,
Heading to that location.
and everyone else going to Overwatch.
Roger. I've got my eyes on. I've got my eyes on.
Except for Williams, who should probably reload.
That's affirmative. Oh yeah.
Second time lucky, Reagan, 39%.
Damn it. I'm all out.
Newman, you know the drill.
Headed there now.
Awesome. Reagan, pull back and reload.
I'm on it, Commander. Rock and roll.
Roberts get into position for an
Heading
Overwatch.
to that location.
Well, that was lucky he wasn't on Overwatch. But at least we should be happy that we've got a shot.
Roger that.
So Williams with the most health, you can lead the way. 42%. Is just what he needed. Wow. Shot out the second story window. Alright, let's see which one of you can spot the last floater first.
That's affirmative. Oh, Provitor, Comandante.
Roger that. Scanning.
I feel, Commander.
Shh. You hear that?
Alright, Washington, you're up first, 38%.
Daño negativo.
Alright, let's see if Roberts can hit with 47. Nice shot, Roberts. Alright, Newman, let's have a look at the score.
On the move.
Yeah, 24% is not going to happen.
Moving.
And you are in a very awkward location. Sneaky floaters. Alright, reset, re-roll. And everyone on Overwatch.
Explorar. Roger that.
Roger. Got my eyes on. I've got my eyes on.
Come on, somebody, please! Roberts and Washington missed their 47 and 38, but thankfully Williams bags it with his 43%.
Target disabled.
Excellent work. All objectives complete.
Wow. Well, it looks like rookies can hit Overwatch shots. And at flying targets too. It's okay everyone, you can come out now. We saved your office block. It's okay, your office block's fine. You can thank XCOM. Send any donations for this heroic feat to XCOM HQ. What? Just needs a bit of spit, grit, new furniture, and walls and windows? Ah, the place will be fine in no time. Wow, that's unfortunate. Well, at least Newman will only be out for the amount of days he would have been fatigued anyway. Washington and Roberts, on the other hand, are looking at 2 weeks. And Phoenix, well, by the time that rookie's ready to fight again, it'll probably be a terror mission. So, promotions. Starting with Newman. God knows he's earned it.
Take fire over there. Whoa. I'm pinned down here. Got a heat on me. Incoming fire. Incoming fire. Taking fire.
Rapid reactions. For scouts with such accuracy, not going to happen. Damn good ground is pretty decent, but the bonus it gives for the rarity of that high ground really isn't worth it. Whereas battle scanners means one less item I have to carry, and actually gives me 2 battle scanners and not just 1, which will be essential for all those seekers. As for Robin Williams, with his high aim, it's going to have to be infantry. And unfortunately he didn't get any extra health from levelling up. And finally Washington, with below average aim, going to be assault. Green suits you, Mr. President. And it looks like only 1 alien died to explosives, which means, hey, more corpses for me. And $100. Thank you, Australia.
Remember, we will be watching.
Not anymore, you won't, because unfortunately, folks, our tale ends here. I have to do with this series as you would with a sectoid you've captured. When you've already got plasma weapons and titan armor, and there's not even any point interrogating him, you just take the poor little bugger out back and put a bullet in his head. As with the release of Beta 10, too many bugs have cropped up in a series I started in Beta 5. Bear in mind with every big update, you're recommended to start with a clean campaign. So what was the last straw? Well, in Beta 10, an armory of new weapons have been added, and no amount of faffing about with the default game core file or the developer console will make the elusive buggers appear, as that save file is just too far gone. I was even willing to put up with the ridiculous lack of mobility my troops had, as is nicely demonstrated here by the 7 mobility Johnny Depp. Obviously that wouldn't happen in a fresh campaign, but I thought it was hilarious nonetheless. So what do I intend to do now? Well, honestly, that depends all on you guys. Below in the comments section, you'll find 3 options. Option 1, start back at the beginning with a new campaign. Option 2, start at the beginning with a new campaign, but start making episodes for missions at the end of March. So the new campaign would essentially start where this one left off. And option 3, if you really want me to, I will actually continue this campaign until the game refuses to load. So I'll leave that for you guys to decide. In the meantime, I really want to make a video about the awesome new weapons that have been added. The Long War team have really outdone themselves this time. So keep your eyes open for that video in the next week or 2. Something else I'm going to be doing is re-rendering and uploading all the previous videos that that I've made, as I didn't realise just how inconsistent the sound levels were. It's only recently I tried watching one of my videos on a machine with speakers built in, and even with the volume maxed out, I could barely understand what I was saying. Then our rookies, Jane Fonda, Julio Iglesias and Barack Obama, with an assortment of grenades, and I'd like to point so I'm going to sort out all the volume issues. It'll be very little effort on my part, so there's no reason not to. And whilst I'm at it, I'll be uploading them at 1080p, as well as making corrections to any mistakes that I've spotted since uploading them. For example, the Overwatch percentages. Turns out the Overwatch penalty isn't a flat -20, it's -30%. Not a big deal, but as I said, very little effort on my part to correct. Something new I'm going to be doing is trying my luck with the Dark Souls 2 series, and I'll do as much of the editing and overlays as I do with my XCOM series, just for the hell of it. Or at least as much as would make sense in a Dark Souls 2 video. The key thing about the playthrough is that it's going to be with my wife, usually a non-gamer.
Hi guys.
And it'll be my job to make sure she survives. So tune into that and watch the hilarious consequences ensue. So, this is where we leave things. We'll never know if Obama fully recovers from his injuries.
No! No! I want to go home!
Whether Owen Wilson will ever appreciate his fans. If drones can actually be hit with mere mortal weapons. Or of course, if we could have ever topped this Overwatch.
Enemy spotted. He's down. Neutralized. Nailed it.
Well, I guess that's it then. Who'd have thought it? Earth overthrown by bugs. So keep your eyes open for Series 2, and if you fancy it, check out some of the other videos I might be uploading. Who knows, they might turn out not to be crap.
Headed there now. Heading to that location.
Wow, how exciting. Series 2 better not be this shit, or I won't be fucking watching.